Hey guys, this is Jeff from Untitled and today we have the Sony Xperia Sola. Pretty nice looking phone over there. We just got this in this week, and after a couple of days of using it, here's what we think of it. It's a mid-range phone. Looks pretty okay. It does look different compared to the other Xperia S and Xperia P phones. There's a little strange little LED light over there that you might see. That's kind of useless, but it does help you find out something if it's lying flat on a table, if you get a missed call or a message. The design is pretty okay. It is a little bit more, for lack of a better term, it is a little bit more boring compared to the Xperia S, but it's an okay, simple design. You have your usual capacitive keys over here. No front-facing camera, unfortunately. You do get an ambient light sensor though. So yeah, pretty okay little phone in terms of design. On the side you have a little power button right there that's also used as a screen lock button. And as you can see, it does run Android 2.3 Gingerbread. I know it's a bit of a sad tale. It does launch with Android 2.3, but Sony has customized almost everything in the phone, so you don't actually feel like you're missing out on much. And they have promised that the update to Ice Cream Sandwich will be here any day now, so hopefully it'll be here soon. In terms of specs, you have a dual-core 1 GHz processor, not too bad for a mid-range phone. There's a 3.7-inch LCD in the front, and then at the back you have a 5-megapixel camera. You also have NFC based in the phone. It's just a sticker that I haven't removed yet. And it is a pretty cool little phone. Aside, you have a little micro USB port. You have a dedicated camera key. I'm not a fan of the camera key. It does take a little bit of a push to actually take a picture. You have to push really hard. There are volume keys right there, as you can see, and that's about it. At the top you have a lone standard 3.5mm audio jack. So a pretty average phone, but it does do a pretty good job. In the retail package, I've done the unboxing, so you guys know that you get your usual stuff. You also get 2 NFC smart tags in there. Even though the design might not be that intense, it does feel very nice in the hand. You can hold it and use it and get to all corners of the screen very easily. I do like the screen size because I do use an iPhone, so I definitely thought this was a more comfortable phone to use than most of the flagship Android phones that we've had the pleasure of playing with in the last couple of days. Talking about the screen specifically, you have a 3.7-inch LCD that I mentioned before, but the resolution is actually 480 by 854 pixels, which means you have a very dense resolution of 265 ppi, which is pretty good. I can't actually show you in the camera, but yeah, it does look pretty intense. It looks very detailed. The text looks really fine, and colors are pretty accurate too. There's plenty of themes to choose from also. I'm just going to quickly show you a blue theme, for example, and it does look pretty good, as you can see. There's also some very cool new feature called floating touch, which I will show you right there as you begin to touch the phone right there, and you will see the home screen interacting with your almost touch. So that is called floating touch. It's kind of useless. The only place where it actually works is in the web browser, where you can kind of highlight a link. Depending on how strong my internet is, I'll be able to show you, unless it doesn't load. But yeah, let me just send it in the background. So yeah, floating touch, kind of useless, kind of a novelty factor, nothing. I don't know, I didn't think that much of it. It's still kind of useless to me. Maybe they'll improve it and there'll be a better use of it later on, but if you're getting this for a floating touch, don't. Alright, so in terms of connectivity, you have Wi-Fi, 3G, Bluetooth 2.1, you have AGPS and FM radio, and I mentioned NFC before. So yes, very decent mid-range phone. The only thing missing is actually an HDMI port, which you get on the Xperia S and the Xperia P. So yeah, in terms of media, you get a nice little music player that I'm going to quickly show you. It looks very nice. Sony has always had, in my opinion, one of the nicest looking music players on Android. Very simple to use, does everything. The video player is also pretty good. You can play back almost every format that's in there. And yeah, Coming specifically to the camera is pretty okay. It has a very nice UI that's very simple to use, as you can see right there. Quality is okay, it's not really that great, and I have mentioned how the dedicated camera key is a little bit hard to use. But video is a little choppy. It switches to video mode very fast, but well, it's not choppy, just that fine details are a little hard to see on this. I don't know, it's a pretty average camera overall, but better than most because it's a Sony camera after all. Call quality was pretty okay. The earpiece volume was a little low, I thought, but not too bad. Voices do sound natural. And I guess that's it. The last thing to talk about is battery life. It does last for a day of moderate usage. I would still think you should charge it every day though, because it lasts about a day and a half on moderate usage. On light usage you could get even longer, but yeah, that's something to note. So good battery life, and I guess that's it. At the end of the day, it's a pretty nice mid-range Android phone. I still think the Xperia U is a better phone, but that is limited by the 4 GB of non-expandable memory. In this case, you have a memory card, micro SD card slot over here. So a very nice mid-range phone, very good build quality too. I can't really think of a reason not to get this. I thought the camera was a little bit average though. The only competition in this same price range is the Xperia U, which is actually cheaper. The Xperia P is slightly more expensive, and the HTC One V, which has a single core processor compared to this, which has a dual core and a slightly better camera and screen maybe. But yeah, very recommendable. Check out our review on unleashthephones.com for a better idea of what I'm talking about. And if you have any questions, as usual, ask me in the comment section below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can.